Just about 10 seconds ago, I got off the phone with the spokesperson for the Pakistani Army, and he tells CNN that after a 22-hour standoff, the situation is over. The last militant who was still missing and at large has been captured, according to the Pakistani Army spokesperson. And again, this thing is over. Let's recap. Very dramatic standoff. Again, 25 hostages have been freed. 4 militants killed early this morning after security forces stormed the Pakistan's Army's headquarters. The last time we spoke to the Army spokesperson, he told us 1 militant was still not accounted for, but again, just a minute ago, he said that they have captured that final militant. The spokesperson for the Army told CNN around 6 a.m., that's about 4 hours ago, security forces launched a rescue operation targeting the buildings where these militants were holed up and freed the 25 hostages. 3 of the hostages were killed. Around that time, there were a number of explosions inside Army headquarters. The Army spokesman tells CNN some of the militants had suicide jackets, and the explosions were at least 2 of the militants blowing themselves up. The spokesman says in one room, 2 militants had a total of 22 hostages. One of the militants had a suicide vest on. Obviously, a horrifying situation for these hostages coming face to face with a man wearing a bomb. But the Army spokesman says security forces stormed that room and killed the militants before they could hurt the hostages. And at this point, the situation seems to be resolved again. The Pakistani Army spokesperson saying that final militant who was at large has been captured. The only militant who was captured alive, a total of 8 of them killed over this 22-hour standoff, Natalie.
Reza, during the standoff, were security officials talking with these commandos, these militants, and what were their demands?
Military officials say during portions of the standoff, indeed, they were. And one of their demands was the release of militants who had been captured by security forces and were in government custody over the past few months. Military officials that we spoke with say the Army rejected those demands, and their priority overnight was to get these hostages, at least 25 hostages, out safely. They did get the 25 hostages out safely. Again, 3 of them were killed, but they were speaking to them throughout, but they rejected that demand, the demand of release of the hostages, the release of the militants.